Evil must be punished.
All right, now let's go on through here. Try to get something that appeals to the atheist people here. Okay. Okay. Our reptilian ancestors, as ridiculous and repugnant as some of this sounds, it is commonly accepted by modern science that humankind's early ancestors may have been reptiles, according to the Darwinian explanation of the origins of the human species. Are you listening, atheists? Mammals evolved from reptiles and gained dominion over the earth only after a great disaster of debatable nature destroyed the dinosaurs. It is theorized that only then were mammals able to proliferate and ultimately evolve into intelligent beings. It is rather remarkable that the ancient Sumerian story of creation should parallel so closely to the Darwinian view. In both cases, humans are said to be related to a superior reptilian race, and in both cases, a great cataclysm eradicates the earlier species. In the Bible, it was the hybrid race of giants known as the Nephilim that God wished to destroy. Finally, in both stories, the survivors of the disaster start anew, eventually evolving into humans. In his book, The Dragons of Eden, esteemed astronomer Dr. Carl Sagan speculates on the reptilian origins of humans and on the mysterious leap in brain evolution that can be found in the fossil record. He notes that if people had evolved naturally from reptiles, as Darwinists claim, it should have taken 200 million years for mammals to first evolve, then another 5 to 10 million years for humans to evolve. But he notes, with extreme puzzlement, that the fossil record simply does not bear out this conclusion. In fact, the evolvement of mammals, and particularly humans, was accomplished very quickly, in a major burst of brain evolution. He says, the evidence for this is clear in the fact that the stone tools do not appear gradually, but rather they appear enormous abundance all at once. In frustration, Sagan concludes that there is no way to explain this unless Australopithecines, explain that one, had educational institutions. Okay, basically he says they had help in learning shit. To teach tool making. Of course, there is another explanation, but not one that any mainstream scientist would dare consider. The alternative is to admit that God or godlike beings had a hand in accelerating the evolutionary process. The reptilian part of the brain. Okay, Sagan goes on to puzzle over the similarities between the reptilian brain and the human brain. He points out that at the core of the human brain lies a vestige of our reptilian past. This part of the brain, known as the R complex, reptilian complex, is said to be the part of the mind that performs the dinosaur functions: aggressive behavior, territoriality, ritual, establishment of social hierarchies. The middle layer is called the limbic system and is thought to generate love, hate, compassion, and sentimentality characteristics believed to be strictly mammalian. The largest part of the human brain, the neocortex or outer layer, is believed to be the home of reasoning and deliberation, and thus the place where we know the difference between good and evil. So once again, science seems to agree with the ancient creation myths, for it was the knowledge of good and evil, given to them by a serpent, that caused first woman then man to fall from grace with their Creator. If the Creator was reptilian, then it could be that by becoming mammalian and developing a neocortex, humanity became less reptilian, thus falling from grace. Okay, so science also bears out that at least some ties with reptilians in some way. Okay, so there is indeed, and I submit that because of what is said here, we are superior to these creatures, at least in one respect. So no, this is not, this is not some science fiction story. Okay, there is actual scientific evidence to bear out that the reptilians at least had a hand in our development, if you want to go that route. And if they are indeed returning, then there's going to be a whole lot of shaking going on, folks. And are we the thing I stress is, are we going to submit to these monsters again a second time, or are we going to fight this time for our planet? That's my beef. And I say hell no. I don't give a damn if they did create us. They can sit there and say they created us all they want, but I ain't a slave to nobody. Because, see, that's the story, okay? They created us to work in the mines to process gold and silver and other precious metals so that they could use it for their resources. Well, hell, I ain't nobody's slave, nor do I intend to be. And if that's their intention, to use us as slave labor, screw you, reptiles. Not going to happen, okay? So no, I'm not gonna be anybody's slave. And if they come back and they start abducting human beings or eating human beings, which is even worse, which is what some stories I hear, no, homie, don't play that, as the old saying goes. We're gonna fight these bastards, all right? Unless you want to be a slave or a sex slave or worse, eaten. Those seem to be the three options you got there. Well, I don't like any of those options. I don't particularly go for any of those options. So no, the reptilians, there is enough empirical evidence to indeed suggest that the reptilians did at least exist at one time on this planet, and that they're coming back. And so we need to get our butt prepared. Okay, so hopefully this will address some of the multitude of emails that I've been getting, wanting to give us something solid we can wrap our minds around. Well, hopefully this has done it for you. And like I said, you can Google ancient reptilian gods. You can put that in a Google search, in a Yahoo search, in a Lycos search, and it should bring you up a ton of links that you can reference for yourself in your free time. But that I thought I had quite a few emails on this, so I thought, well, I'll try and give you a little more something more substantial. But we've got empirical evidence out there that suggests that this stuff is real. This is not science fiction. This is not something we ate for dinner the night before. Okay, this is this is not a drunken stupor or a severe case of taking too many mushrooms, okay? This stuff is real. And people are finally starting to come forward about it. And as knowledge comes forward about it, we need to be prepared for it, okay? We need to get serious about it, okay? So hopefully that helps you. I need to go get a pack of smokes, so with that, I'll sign off. Have a pleasant day.